Drop Bear and Panda.
Save the world.
Episode
8.
0.
Yeah. It's 80. 80.
Let's get out of the house and go to a podcast because we need to be out of the house.
Yeah, well, definitely. And tis the season.
To get out of the house. Yeah. It's funny. So I was walking from the house to the car today to drive to the studio to do this podcast, and it is spring outside.
Is it?
Yeah. It's quite lovely out there right now.
Damn. Hey, Google, what's the temperature in Calgary right now? Hey, Google, what's the temperature in Calgary right now?
The temperature in Calgary right now is 6 degrees. Ooh. Due to current wind conditions, it feels like it's 1.
Oh.
Well,
thanks.
Depends on where Google is in Calgary, I think.
Okay, Google, what is the average temperature for December in Calgary?
In Calgary, the average high in December is -2 degrees Celsius. The average low is -12 degrees. It has an average of 3 rainy days and 15 millimeters of rain. There's also an average of 7 snowy days and 150 millimeters of snow. There's an average of 8 hours of daylight per day in December.
8 hours a day of sunlight, though.
Is she talking about Calgary, Scotland? Like with the rain? And the temperature? That seems weird to me.
Yeah. Well, we started this podcast off quite well, haven't we?
Yeah, sure have. So it's Christmas is around the corner. This is the last episode before Christmas.
Yes. Christmas.
You love Christmas.
No, I don't. No one can see the sarcasm on his face.
the dripping sarcasm.
Ugh.
Yeah. Whereas I like Christmas.
Well, you like it fine.
Yeah.
You're still not like a Christmas dude.
No, I'm not like I don't have an ugly Christmas sweater before they were cool. I used to like decorating the house when the kids were little.
Yeah, but did you before you had kids? I mean, you had kids pretty young though, so
yeah, like really young.
Yeah, not like really like creepily young, but
no, but like 22.
Yeah, not like 16 or 14 or anything.
Yeah.
But like, did your parents do a lot of Christmas decorating when you were kids?
Not a lot, but we did the tree, and we had the tinsel that our cat would eat and have silver poops.
I was gonna say, how many cats died around Christmas time?
And then we used to do these almost like little dioramas with cotton balls and foil.
Shoe boxes?
No, you put foil over a cutting board and then put cotton batten all around it so it looked like snow. And then we build like little marshmallow snowmen skating on the ice.
Wow, the 70s was a weird time.
Such a weird time.
I think I made a gingerbread house once.
Yeah.
I don't remember if it was at home or for school. We did have Christmas decorations, and I do have some in our basement.
Yeah, we do. We have Christmas lights that we decorate Newton's tree in.
Yeah, Newton's cat tree.
But Newton has had a tree before.
Yes. So when I got Newton years and years ago, 12 years ago now, as a matter of fact, we didn't get a tree the first couple years because we were afraid that Newton would destroy it. But every time I've gotten a tree after that, which was very rare because when I was single, I just never got a tree. I'm not going to bring it up to the apartment, and it was just me. So, and I'm not a fan of the holiday season, so who gives a shit, really?
Yeah.
Newton never cared. Newton is not one of those cats that would go after tinsel or
the smell
ornaments.
Of a fresh pine tree.
Not at all. Other cats are like, yeah, fucking A, I'm gonna like wreck shit up.
Oh yeah, we had a cat named Jessie.
Yeah.
And it would like just climb in the tree. So we'd find Jessie in the tree.
Yeah, Newton won't even go after the dangly bits. And it's funny, so Newton has an Instagram because he's, writing a book, and he writes all these little Christmas poems and whatever. And most of them are about destroying Christmas trees and ornaments, but Newton actually, he's a liar. Mm-hmm. He doesn't do that. And I see all these posts about
license.
Yeah, I see all these other posts about cats destroying Christmas stuff, and I mean he's never even knocked a Christmas snowman off a ledge. Well, other stuff, yes.
Yeah, especially his red dot machine.
Yeah, but nothing else. Yeah. So I just, it's funny. I was talking to my dad this past weekend, and he said that even when I was a kid, just me and Christmas, just not a thing.
Oh.
So even before retail ruined me,
Yeah.
it just never was a thing.
Retail is tough when you're if you're working retail. If you're working retail in Christmas, it's tough. If you're working retail in COVID Christmas, that's got to be tough.
Even worse. Yeah, I'm glad I don't have to do
my
that.
hat's off to every retail worker.
You all deserve danger pay plus extra danger pay plus extra Christmas danger pay.
Yeah.
I can't imagine.
Yeah.
Hats off to you guys.
Yeah.
Snowy hats off to you. Toques.
Toques.
All the toques.
Or knit caps if you're listening to us down in the United States.
Or anywhere else. Does anywhere else
call it a toque?
Call it a toque?
I don't know. Hey, Google, who else calls toques toques?
Okay, Google, is Canada the only place that uses the word toque?
According to Wikipedia, toques were popular from the 13th to the 16th century in Europe, especially France. The mode was revived in the 1930s. Now it is primarily known as the traditional headgear for professional cooks, except in Canada where the term is primarily used for knit caps.
Knit caps.
Well, so I was sitting here like, oh my God, Google's an idiot. But then she kind of turned it around at the end.
Yeah.
She called it toques.
Yeah, toques.
But
yeah,
maybe Canadians are calling. Well, we do say a boot, apparently.
Yeah, I've never heard that, but
well, some places in Ontario, and you know,
I see what you just did
when you
with your
get
voice
there.
there.
I know,
yeah.
you know it. There, you do
like
notice
Minnesota.
Yeah, when you drive across Canada,
or
you know,
North Dakota.
When you do it in a week, you do notice that you do get some.
Oh yeah.
You know, when you watch, you know, This Hour is 22 Minutes, they definitely have accents.
Yeah, that's true.
But, anyways.
Yeah. So, anyway, I like Christmas.
We don't have any snow yet. I heard we were going to get some snow.
I have shoveled this year twice.
Yes.
And it's gone.
Not in August, thank God. Yeah. But speaking of white Christmases.
DVP News right now.
You know who's been dreaming of a white Christmas?
The Maldives? No.
I was going to say...
Marshall Islands.
Not the Marshall Islands, because they're like, this is not the white Christmas we were dreaming of. I don't even think that they've ever seen snow before, but this kind of snow...
Just sit right back and you'll hear it.
So on December 15th, 2020, a small ship, which we actually discussed whether this is actually a ship or just a boat, washed up on shore of the Marshall Islands with no crew on it, but it had 649 kilos of cocaine.
Dear God.
All stacked in this what they called a ship.
And how long was it at sea for, do they think?
I don't really know. Years maybe.
Wow.
Could be weeks, could be like a millennia. I have no idea. So the funny thing is so these islands, these Marshall Islands, are halfway, I think, between the Philippines and Hawaii.
Right.
These little tiny atolls, like can't even see them on a map.
I didn't even know there's anything out there.
I didn't think so either, but that shows how worldly we are. And apparently this happens, I was going to say way more often than you would think. So one resident found 18 kilos of cocaine washed up on shore in 2016, but he was arrested for not handing it over to the police immediately. And then a fisherman in 2018 reeled in 48 kilograms of suspected cocaine. And the problem is if they don't hand it over, some people will just sell it to the residents. And then, of course...
Now you got a huge drug problem on a tiny little island.
And I can't imagine
everybody's cracked out.
Okay, Google, what is the population of the Marshall Islands?
In 2018, the population of the Marshall Islands was 58,413.
That's actually more than I expected.
Yeah, that's like twice... Well, that's the size of Okotoks right now, I think.
Yeah. Now, the police collected most of the packages and incinerated them, but only 2 kilograms were saved for the U.S. Drug Enforcement Agency to analyze.
Then they can figure out where it came from.
They estimate that it's worth $80 million US, making it the largest amount of cocaine to ever reach the Marshall Islands, which is funny because that's when I was like, well, how often does cocaine just randomly land on these islands?
Man.
So they have different theories about how the drugs washed ashore, and some believe the boat had been at sea for, it had been at sea for more than 1 or 2 years and had drifted from South or Central America.
Crazy.
So.
Wow.
Yeah. So I'm guessing that it just got adrift somewhere. I don't know how.
Yeah, some poor guy he was loading the boat and then he forgot to tie it to the dock and then it was drifting off and he's like, no, it really took off. I don't know what happened. And then he was like,
yeah, killed. Murdered.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or he ran away and never to be seen again.
Right.
Someone thought he stole it. Really, it was being tugged behind like another ship and they just woke up one day and it was gone.
Maybe. Or there's a little guy on the boat, a little man in the boat, and he was just paddling.
Yep.
And he was just like, I'm going to make my fortune.
Maybe he got eaten by sharks.
Yeah, coke sharks.
Yeah, and he just disappeared.
Or dolphins. That's why they're so happy.
Sketchy. But like how... So clearly, I mean, there must be somebody out there being like, damn, that's where it went.
Yeah. Somebody in middle management is getting fired.
Yeah. 1 or 2 years ago. I mean, really, it could have been 6 years ago or it could have been 6 months ago.
Yeah.
But like, what... It just boggles my mind that there's that much coke just floating. How many other boats are just floating around there with like $80 million US worth of cocaine?
Is that a small boat or is that a big boat? Like how many boats make it?
Well, so
how much cocaine is there in the world?
That was a 5.4 meter long fiberglass boat.
So like 18 feet. Because in Canada, we go between
feet and meters. It just depends on if it's a Tuesday or a Saturday.
We should call them now feetometers.
Feetometers?
Yeah.
All right. But like, so is the cocaine still good?
I don't know. It depends on how it was wrapped, I guess. Is cocaine good is maybe the question.
Is it still fresh? Like, does it get worse?
Usable? I don't know.
I mean,
make it with diesel fuel.
I don't put shit up my nose, so I don't know how cocaine works, but at a point, does it turn into crack? If it's been out there too long because it crystallizes?
I think you need sodium bicarbonate to make it crack.
How would you know?
Because I grew up in the 80s. Everybody knows that.
Is that why you have no septum?
Baking soda. Whoa. Yeah, baking soda and cocaine. Just kidding.
Drivefires mom, don't stop listening right now. I'm just kidding.
So funny.
Yeah.
Anyway,
so that's
that happened.
It's going to be a white Christmas in the Marshall Islands. Yeah. Not as white as it could be because 600
they incinerated it.
Yeah, sure they did.
Yeah.
I'm dreaming of a white Christmas.
You get a brick of cocaine. You get a brick of cocaine. Everybody gets a brick of cocaine.
Well, at least they didn't just dump it in the ocean.
Oh, God. Well, the dolphins would be happy.
The jellyfish are like, wow!
I'm going to go sting somebody. Somebody pee on me.
Cocaine! All right, well... going from the Marshall Islands to outer space.
Yeah, well, and...
which also probably could use some cocaine.
Right, yep, I'm sure it'll show up there sooner or later. But, Pence just announced that they are calling now the people of Space Force Guardians, which has gotten a whole bunch of people up in arms that they're now ripping off Guardians of the Galaxy. Now, I'd also like to...
I have thoughts.
Do you? All right, go ahead.
Well, I have many thoughts.
Tell me. Talk to
me. Guardians of what? I have questions.
Space Guardian.
Space Guardians of of the galaxy? Guardians of the Earth?
Well, no, I don't think so.
Guards?
Guards! Make sure the prince doesn't leave this room until I come and get him.
Not to leave the room, even if you come and get him.
No, until I come and get him. Until you come and get him, we're not to enter the room. No. You stay in the room and make sure he doesn't leave. And you'll come and get him. Right.
Do we know why he chose Guardians?
Well, we do, because it does go back to, what was it, 1980?
Marvel?
No. It says here in this article from CNN that Guardians is the name with a long history in space operations, tracing back to the original command motto of Air Force Space Command in 1983. So we had a Air Force Space Command in 1983, and it's Guardians of the High Frontier is what they were called.
Guardians of the High Frontier. It sounds like what was it? The guy with the coonskin cap.
Yeah, Davy Crockett. David Crockett, Kings of the Wild Frontier. Space Guardian. Guardians of the
Space
High Frontier.
Yeah, I'm trying to put that song into...
Yeah.
My brain's not working right now, so I can't.
Anyway.
You guys all know how it goes now.
Yeah.
Use
The
your
name
imagination.
Guardians connects our proud heritage and culture to an important mission we execute 24/7, protecting the people and interests of the U.S. and its allies. So I guess they're guarding us from space now.
I'm Groot.
Well, I mean, space is vast and big and, full of Tesla cars, so...
Yeah. Now, conspicuously absent at this thing was the President Trump. And my theory is that...
what a crazy thing.
Yeah, I think that he died in coronavirus, and all his tweets and everything that's happening is actually a bot.
Oh, dear.
Yeah.
So to get back to Space Force...
So anyway, Space Force. And they have space bases. Space base.
Space base.
Space base. So one is at Cape Canaveral, and it's now going to be referred to as Cape Canaveral Space Force Station and Patrick Space Force Base.
Patrick Space Force Base?
Yeah, that's the other one.
What kind of place is this?
Yeah, like from SpongeBob SquarePants.
I also had a vision of Patrick Jane from The Mentalist.
Oh yeah, yeah. No, so we have space bases.
So
Space base.
So I figured that they weren't like using Guardians from Guardians of the Galaxy. Like there was a reason. So
Yeah.
In one of the articles I saw from, I think it was Rolling Stone,
Yeah.
they had mentioned that they had also ripped off Star Trek.
Right.
But I had also mentioned that they didn't actually rip off Star Trek. Star Trek actually had borrowed their icon from an old NASA icon from like the 60s or something like that. So it's that...
It's come full circle.
It's come full circle, right? So, I mean, as much as I don't want to...
It's all...
say, I don't want to be like, well, I'm not... I don't want to...
Have you ever seen the Acura logo?
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Come on.
Like, yeah, we're running out of logos is the problem.
Well, and it's about space and space exploration and all this
yeah.
fucking space stuff. It's like, you stole the Saturn planet logo. You're like, but it's Saturn.
And-
Saturn looks like Saturn. Yeah.
Anyway.
So, anyways.
Yeah. So there you go. That's what's going on in the news. Guardians from the High Frontier.
Guardians of the High Frontier. I mean, we might need a new Space Force song. I know Rob made one last year.
Hey, let's listen to that again.
Space Force, the men of the Space Force, the greatest force in space. We're probably the greatest force in space. We do great space. Men and also women of the Space Force. In space, there's no collusion. We built a wall in outer space. Martians are bad on race. A lot of people are saying sad fake news in space. Believe me, by the way, China's moon base is not going to happen. Space Force, big league Space Force, tremendous men in space. The Martians do not have a clue. Believe me, I know Mars.
It really is the best. I mean,
It's
Space
the
Force song.
Yeah, the unofficial Space Force
Theme song. Yeah.
That was
Yeah.
really good. Maybe we can get him to do
A one about Guardians?
Guardians. Yeah, I think he'd be up for it.
Well, it's a good thing they didn't decide to call them like Space Force Troopers,
Yeah.
because that could go off into all
Starship
sorts
Troopers.
of Starship Troopers and
Stormtroopers.
Stormtroopers and
Yeah.
Super Troopers. I could just go on.
On. Starship Troopers. That was a fun movie to watch.
It was awful.
I really enjoyed that.
Yeah, I yelled at the TV a lot. Yeah. Well, yeah.
Let's, maybe it's time for, some reviews.
Now it's time for Drop Bear and Panda's Reviews.
So last week, or last podcast, I should say, that was 2 weeks ago, we talked about some music videos, and we promised that we would come back with our thoughts on our favorite music video of all time.
Yeah.
I was not able to think of just one music video that was my favorite of all time, because there's a billion, trillion, mazillion music videos.
Yeah. I would kick us off, though, because it is a holiday season. I'm going to put out there that Run DMC Christmas in Hollis.
Oh my God, you put it up on the computer, and I was like, what is this shit?
It's so good. So good.
I didn't realize it had that great beginning.
Yeah, back when, they were really embracing the short film aspect of...
I've seen short films. Some of them are terrible.
Yeah.
Ours aren't even that bad.
Anyway, it was one of those things where I was thinking about Christmas. I was thinking about music videos, and that one came up, and I was like, man, I remember that. I remember when that came out, when, music videos were new. They were a new thing.
That's how old you are.
Yeah. Also, I'd like to put into the mix Twisted Sister. We're Not Gonna Take It.
Twisted Sister? What is that?
Because I think that those are just outrageous and hilarious.
Yeah, I remember the
Niedermeyer.
spittle coming out of his mouth. I remember that.
Yeah. And I will say, though, that my favorite video of all time is Nobody Speak from DJ Shadow.
Picture this, I'm a bag of dicks, put me to your lips.
Oh, that's so good.
I think that's one of the best music videos I have ever seen.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Brilliant. I didn't actually even think of that one. Yeah. Oh, that's definitely on my list.
Yeah, but that's I think for me the top. That checks all the boxes, scratches all the itches. It's like everything I love in a music video.
Oh man, so good.
Yeah.
So good.
All right, what was on your list?
One music video that came to mind. So there was a huge list of famous music videos that have topped like the internet's list. Aha, Take On Me.
Yeah, sure.
Is probably
That was a really
one
good
of the famous ones.
Yeah.
Thriller by Michael Jackson for sure.
Yeah, that's a really good one.
One of my favorites, I remember from when, I shouldn't say when I was growing up, but when I was in high school, is Just by Radiohead.
We'll put links to the ones that we chose.
Just from Radiohead was the one where he's lying on the sidewalk.
Oh yeah! Oh my God! I got chills.
See, yeah, and I've never forgotten that one. Obviously, you forgot about it, so it wasn't quite as memorable for you. But I think that was one of the music videos that I remember where there wasn't a resolution for it, but it was definitely a short film that could stand on its own.
Yeah.
And you always wanted to remember what was said at the end, and you never found out.
Yeah.
Anything from OK Go.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
blows my mind.
Oh, they're so
Yeah.
beautifully intricate.
Oh, and just I can't. Just blows my mind.
The zero gravity one in the airplane, like,
Yeah.
it's so fun.
Yeah, and they really hit their mark with they became really popular with just the treadmills.
Yeah.
Doing a whole one shot with the treadmills
So good.
was amazing. This Is America by Childish Gambino.
Oh my God.
When we saw that, I remember seeing it, like I heard about it all day
Yeah.
at work. And it was all over Facebook.
we
It was all over
watched that,
Twitter.
like,
And yeah, I came home and I was like,
12
apparently
times.
we need to watch this.
Yeah.
And we watched it together, and that just
Yeah, you're right. That's definitely up there.
This is America. Don't catch you slipping now. Don't catch you slipping.
yeah. And that is a music video that I think enhances the song.
Yeah.
Because I remember hearing the song by itself, and it didn't mean as much to me without the music video.
Yeah. They did such a great job.
Yeah, and music videos really they can either take away from a song or enhance it or tell a story with it, and that was definitely one that.
That's a good call.
Yeah. So
you got a good list.
yeah, I can't.
I maybe take back my Christmas and Hollis thing.
Well, you should.
but I think that just has a special place in my heart from the 80s.
Yeah, well, I remember even Jeremy from Pearl Jam. Like, I remember that also being like a huge music video, and because it talked about bullying and I think that was one of the only true music videos that Pearl Jam ever put out, and it made them so popular that they hated life after that. So, right? Yeah.
Damn
So,
directors.
what are your favorite Christmas movies?
Oh my God. So,
I'm gonna throw this on you, blindside you.
okay. I'm going to start with a non-Christmas movie, but it just popped into my head because I knew that this was coming. Have you ever seen Better Off Dead with John Cusack?
No.
It is such a good movie. But it's not really a Christmas movie, but it takes place, during winter, and there's skiing and stuff. And this kid wants to get his $2. And basically John Cusack suffers a breakup with his girlfriend and, decides to kill himself, and hilarity ensues.
Sounds like a hilarious movie. Suicide and depression.
It's really good. But like one of the things I remember about it was the paper boy that was trying to collect his $2 from John Cusack on the ski hill. And it was kind of like John Cusack had this great car, like a 1968 RS Camaro, which I fell in love with. And anyway, back to the 80s. Let me jump in here. A Christmas Story, I think, is one of my favorite Christmas movies of all time.
That's the Canadian one, right? Where he gets his tongue stuck to the pole. Yeah.
And he wants his Red Ryder 200 BB gun. And he's like, but you'll shoot your eye out.
That's right. Yeah. I want to say that I've seen it. I'm sure I've seen it, but I don't really have any recollection of it at all.
I haven't seen it in years, but that's on top of my list. Trading Places would be another one.
Trading Places?
Yeah, with Eddie Murphy and Dan Aykroyd.
That was Christmas?
Yep, Christmas movie.
Really?
Do you know that Brazil is touted as a Christmas movie?
Brazil?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it does take place at Christmas.
Yeah.
That's true. Yeah.
That's on the list. Also, Kiss Kiss Bang Bang is also on the Christmas movie list.
So weird.
How about you?
Well, Die Hard.
Oh, totally.
Obviously.
And Lethal Weapon in the same breath.
Yeah. Well, Die Hard above Lethal Weapon, but
sure.
Die Hard is my number one Christmas movie.
Yeah. Gremlins.
No, I think we tried to watch Gremlins and we made it like 8 minutes in and decided that it was terrible.
It didn't age well.
No, it did not age well at all. Elf.
Oh, that is with Zooey Deschanel, and such a wonderful scene in the bathroom.
I saw on Facebook that Funny or Die recreated the Zooey Deschanel and Will Ferrell scene while she's in the shower singing Baby It's Cold Outside when Will Ferrell's in the kitchen. And I think it's them too. Like they recreated it. Sure. And what I've heard is that scene was improvised.
Wow.
Or it wasn't in the script, but the director I think heard that Zoe's voice was so good that they just threw it in.
Oh, that's fun.
So yeah, so I heard that. And I think that's on a Netflix special.
Okay.
The best Christmas movies that you remember or something like that.
That's nice.
But I don't really like Christmas movies, just
How about
bug me.
Batman Returns? That was the Tim Burton one with Michael Keaton.
That takes place around Christmas.
And Danny DeVito.
Yeah. But no, Elf, it took me years before I watched it.
Just because of Will Ferrell?
Yeah. Well, in a Christmas movie, I don't, again, me and Christmas, I don't really care. So it's like romantic comedies I don't watch either. So it will take a lot for me to watch them. And honestly, Love Actually, I was surprised that I enjoyed it as well. So that was pretty good.
I watched that last night.
Did you?
Yeah, when I couldn't sleep and I was like, oh, it's around the time of year that I always watch Love Actually. And I just love that. It's such a beautifully told story.
It was well done. But yeah, that's probably it. What are your least favorite Christmas movies?
My least favorite, hey. You know what I don't like? I don't like that stop animation reindeer snowman Frosty. I don't like Frosty. I don't like Frosty.
Is it Frosty or was it? Because a lot of them are stop animation ones.
I don't. All of them.
The old school, the old school ones.
Yeah, I don't like them at all.
What do you mean? Why don't you like them?
I just don't. I really don't like them. I also I don't think I was a fan of the Jim Carrey version of The Grinch Who Stole Christmas.
I didn't see it.
Yeah, I love the proper Dr. Seuss, and I like Max the dog. He's my favorite. Mm-hmm. But yeah, no, that's probably that's up there. Those Christmas specials I don't like, just cause I just don't.
My least favorite right now is Four Christmases.
What? Shocking. Let's talk about that. Yeah. Well, so we were recommended to watch that movie as one of the worst Christmas movies ever.
Yeah, we weren't recommended to watch it because it was good.
Yeah.
It's because it was bad.
Thank you, Stuart Bentley.
And it sure was bad.
Yeah.
It was bad.
Why don't you give me your feelings? Like,
that's my feeling.
It's going to take a while to edit that one.
I don't care.
All right, so let's talk this through.
Wine could not save it.
No, there's not enough wine in the world to save that movie.
But I whined a lot in it while I watched it. So there were good actors throughout it. Mm-hmm. And why they were in it.
A paycheck.
I guess so. Paycheck. Yeah.
Sometimes it's about a paycheck.
Just bleh. Bleh.
Yeah.
Ah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Does it rank as the worst Christmas movie?
Does it rank? Because it is rank and dank.
Yeah.
And full of skank.
What did you? What did you hate the most about it?
Well, at first I was like, these two people want to get away from families and just want to spend their Christmas in like Mexico or Costa Rica or whatever. I was like, all right, so far I'm in.
Yeah.
And then all the flights get canceled for an unknown for fog.
Right.
They get fogged in New York.
This could be like a Stephen King.
Yeah. So then I was like, okay. So then they all get pressured to hang out with their families, but both of their parents on both, like their parents on both sides are all divorced. So they have to hang out with which is why they have 4 Christmases. Yeah. So first of all, I'm like, well, if your families are that pressury and that terrible, just don't spend Christmas with any of them. And then we can save us from watching a Christmas movie about 4 Christmases.
It was like 4 Christmases too many.
Yeah. The timing was bad. The acting wasn't very good. Nobody seemed to have any redeeming qualities. The two main characters, they had a good relationship. Like it was cute. It was fun. They were pretty adorable. But they were making decisions that they shouldn't be making on Christmas Day while they're stressed out.
Yeah.
All the families were terrible. Yeah. So I'm like, why put yourself... They were all abusive and horrible. And it just wasn't fun to watch. Like, I don't like... What is it? Schadenfreude? Like, I'm not one of those people who like watching other people suffer for entertainment, especially in a Christmas, like a movie that's supposed to make, you know what I mean? Like, it's supposed to be like a feel good.
Right.
They realize what's important in life, but to make them go through hating themselves and hating their families and going through abuse and terrible people, it just was awful.
Yeah.
It was awful to watch. It was uncomfortable. It was terrible. And yeah, like it was shit. It was garbage.
Now, because the call went out to give us the worst Christmas movie of all time, and we chose that one, and it certainly checked all those boxes, we're sending Stuart some socks for that.
I will never forgive you, Stuart.
Check the inside of their socks for spiders. I didn't put them there, Stuart. That's all Panda. Yeah. Anyways, so it was. That's a show that we watched, and we'll have a Christmas special.
Oh, you don't get out of this. You still have to give your review. Your review might be a little more eloquent than mine because you're way better at this than me.
No, I don't.
I was just mad the whole way through.
No, I think that you summarized it.
And then they basically went from having the best relationship to like breaking up basically by the end of the day, and it was just fucking dumb.
It
made me mad.
I wasn't a fan at all. I think that
I'm sorry to like cut off what you were saying, but you don't get out of not reviewing it. You need to review it.
Well,
because I need to drink some water.
I'm giving it 1 out of 5 drop bears.
Oh, you even gave it a 1.
Yeah. I gave it a 1 for Vince Vaughn.
Why? Tell me.
Anything that Vince Vaughn is in gets a 1. It's not saying that I don't. You just start with a 1 with Vince Vaughn, and it's not that I think he's a fantastic actor. I think that he plays the same character. He's Vince Vaughn playing whatever character he's playing. But he gets that's the bar. You get 1 star to start, and then you can go up from there.
I was hoping it'd be more like Dodgeball Christmas, but
yeah,
there were no wrenches.
No wrenches.
No.
Duck, dodge, dive, dodge, and duck.
Yeah.
Whatever. But it was. No, I've got nothing nice to say about it. Like, I don't actually have anything to say about it. My review is that for me, it was actually kind of forgettable.
Yeah, well, so there was even a scene where Vince Vaughn goes back, and there's going to be spoilers, basically. Vince Vaughn goes back to talk to his father about why he needs to go back to his girlfriend because she suddenly goes from not wanting kids to deciding to have a family. And of course he's going to be like, what? Yeah. What is this? His head explodes and he's like, I need to think about this. Yeah. You know, basically changes in like an 8-hour period. And so you think this is where you're going to have some sort of like meaningful moment between a father that doesn't get along with his son. Right. And they didn't. He goes to the house. They go inside to talk over a glass of whiskey or whatever, and they don't show any of it. Yeah. The next scene is him showing back up to talk to his girlfriend. Like, the only redeeming part that could have been in that entire movie didn't exist.
And it makes me wonder if maybe they shot it and it just sucked.
I guess so.
Like, there's no truth in it, or they just got hammered, during the scene and it just became unusable.
Like they left the fight in, like the wrestling fight.
Yeah.
They're like, well, we'd rather have a lot of people have a lot of like crotch jokes and punch in the face and a kid beating up somebody with skid marks on his underwear.
Who directed that?
Why don't you ask Google?
Hey, Google, who directed 4 Christmases?
4 Christmases was directed by Seth Gordon.
Okay, Google, what else did Seth Gordon direct?
On the website Deadline.com, they say, Gordon started in documentaries with such projects as the 2007 The King of Kong, A Fistful of Quarters, and the Oscar-winning 2011 film Undefeated, before transitioning into storytelling. His feature directing credits include 4 Christmases, Horrible Bosses, Identity Thief, and Baywatch.
Huh.
So all kind of the same.
Yeah, but Identity Thief I actually kind of enjoyed. Like that actually had some redeeming qualities in it. And actually horrible bosses, not terrible. Not great, but not terrible.
Yeah, Four Christmases on, I want to say on IMDb that got like a 5.4 or something.
See, and I find that high.
Yeah, me too. I'm still surprised that nobody recommended any of those horrible Hallmark Christmas films, which is what I was expecting people to tell us to watch. But thankfully, nobody did.
Yeah.
And we got Four Christmases instead.
That's right. From the director of Baywatch.
So, Stuart, when you receive your socks full of spiders, you're welcome. Speaking of Christmas, Rob made a Christmas commercial for the
SockRocket.
SockRocket.
Yeah.
And we should listen to it again because if anyone's going to make an amazing Christmas commercial for socks that hold a lot of spiders, it's Rob.
When a busy business lady / bakery owner / lawyer returns to her hometown for Christmas to sue the mayor for being too festive, she gets more than she bargained for when her old flame turns out to be an almost British-sounding prince / carpenter / single dad who really just wants to be a gingerbread surgeon who, with the help of his precocious daughter, gets the lawyer lady to write the best Christmas carol ever and win the fruitcake tossing contest in time for the royal wedding. Hi there, I'm some guy. Tired of Christmas stories with insane morals? How about a story with an actual nice moral? SockRocket is a Canadian company that gives away 3 pairs of socks to people in need for every 1 pair that you buy. 1 pair equals 8 happy feet. Join the Sock of the Month Club. Surprise a friend or treat yourself. SockRocket. Way better than one of those Christmas movies that are all like the exact same. Those movies are the same.
I love it. It's so true, though. That is the plot line of any good Christmas movie.
Socks and spiders.
Yeah, socks and spiders.
I think it's time to save the world.
Let's do it.
It's time
For Drop Baron Panda to save the world.
So, how do you want to save the world this week?
So, I think that local restaurateur Stephen Deere deserves some socks.
Ooh, the guy from Modern Steak.
Yeah, so he owns Modern Steak in Calgary, and we've been there.
Yeah, it's
their
delicious.
steaks are delicious, and some very lucky rescued animals from the Yamnuska Wolfdog Sanctuary in Cochrane is going to be receiving some very prime cuts of meat from him.
Wow. What kind of animals?
These are rescued wolf dogs.
What?
Yes. Yamnuska Wolfdog Sanctuary does in fact have wolf dogs.
Wow.
I know, shocking.
Huh.
So he says it's food that would have otherwise gone to waste because of the shutdown, and it's become a delicious dinner for more than a dozen wolves.
Oh, that's so awesome. What a great thing to do.
Yeah, he said we learned that wolves like different flavors, so each of these types of beef will have a different flavoring for them.
Oh, they're spoiled puppies.
Yeah, and there's so much negativity going on and also hard times for everybody, so doing something good makes you feel good.
Oh.
And I thought that was really nice, actually.
I love that.
Yeah.
Well, then you, sir, deserve some socks.
Absolutely. The operations manager is named Alex Harris, and she said that this donation means that our food costs will go down and it allows the wolf dogs to get a very healthy diet.
Nice.
It comes especially at a time when we rescued 10 new wolf dogs that are now residents here at the sanctuary, so there's a lot more mouths to feed, and those food costs are going to be going up further than it was before.
Yeah.
And they have a goal to raise $160,000 to cover veterinary bills for the rescued animals and to build 3 new enclosures for the rescue animals that are in a temporary space for the time being.
Oh, that's great. We'll put a link to Yamnuska Wolfdog Sanctuary.
Yes, we're going to put links into the Wolfdog Sanctuary and to Modern Steak as well, I think.
Because that's awesome.
Yeah, that just, tickled my fancy. I thought that was adorable. And I mean, they're certainly going to be eating way better than us, I think, considering the other night we ate Girl Guide cookies for dinner.
Yeah.
Not fully for dinner. We did make up with some vegetables later, but...
Yeah, not nearly enough vegetables to outweigh the damage that the cookies did.
They were delicious, though.
Yeah.
But, I mean, Modern Steak,
Yep.
Yeah, and it's really great because, I mean, there's going to be a lot of waste going because we're in a shutdown right now, which is really too bad. And so, I mean, sending it off to some rescued puppies that are probably bigger than our house.
Yeah.
That's so great.
Yeah.
So we're going to send some SockRocket socks off to you guys. And, yeah.
Maybe we'll send a pair to Modern Steak and we'll send a pair to the Wolfdog Sanctuary.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're going to send a pair to Steven and to Alex. How's that?
I love it.
We're going to give away 3 pairs today.
What? Crazy.
Happy Christmas. Happy Kwanzaa. And Hanukkah just ended, so I hope you guys had a good Hanukkah too.
Yeah.
I've been Panda.
I've been Drop Bear.
This has been Drop Bear and Panda.
Save the world.
Huge thanks to our sponsor, SockRocket, at sockrocket.ca.
This podcast was recorded at the Drop Bear and Panda studio at Sea Space King Edward.
Special thanks to Emery Quartz for the kick-ass theme music.
Yo. Don't forget to subscribe.
It's Drop Bear and Panda, yeah.